Okay, I think we are live. I actually didn't expect to go live right then and there, but it is about the right time anyway. I'll give people a couple of minutes to gather up. Um, okay. All right. Let me go ahead and round people up here real quick. Just give me a couple minutes, guys. Can everybody see me and hear me, by the way? Everything's good? Wait a minute. Did Denver get the ball? Man, Jimmy is. I can't believe people actually think Jimmy is good. I got so many people who were butt mad in my comments because I said Jimmy's terrible in a video. I said he's worse than Baker Mayfield. People got so mad at me. People don't know shit about football, I swear. All right. So anyway, so we are going to do a little bit of a post game stream tonight for the Seahawks Falcons game. This stream is going to be a little shorter than my usual streams for post game because I streamed the whole game. So there really isn't a lot to say beyond what has already been said. But Falcons win 27-23. Seahawks played a pretty competitive, good game. I like what's developing on the offensive side of the ball, at least. Gino played a better game. DK got involved. Lockett played good. The tight ends were utilized. Penny played good. DJ Dallas got involved and played effectively. Walker had his first big play of his NFL career, really. So, offensive line until the end of the game, and honestly, even at the end of the game, playing really well for the most part. So, look, offensively, we took strides forward. And that's the main positive takeaway I have for you right now. Very few pieces on this offense didn't play effectively. At the end of the day, when you add it all up, they're just held back a little bit by Gino. Gino's limited. He's a decent quarterback. He played a good game, but he's not capable of like taking over a game the way that a great quarterback can. Period. That's what it is. The issue with this team is very obviously on the defensive side of the ball. And to be perfectly honest, I I don't know what to say about it anymore because Pete cares about this stuff. Pete really cares about this run defense. Pete really cares about tackling. Kyle, do you just never watch Seahawks games like ever? It feels like you never watch games. Anyway, the defense. I don't know what to say. Like Pete even said it in his post game press conference. These are the things that we're working on. These are the things that we work on in practice. These are the things that we're trying to improve on, and it's not getting better on the field yet. And I hear that and I kind of go, are the players not listening to you? Are the players tuning you out? Or is what you're doing just not working anymore? I mean, Pete's indicated in the past he's had a game. He had that He had that one game last year where in his post-game press conference he was like, "I'm trying everything I can think of to win games, and nothing I'm doing is working." Um, it makes you wonder. That's the main thing to me. Stopping the run. Cannot even pretend to stop the run. Can't set the edge. Pass rush, sporadic, mediocre. Just occasional spurts of a pass rush, but not enough to really drastically affect the game the way you need it to. Brooks looks lost. Taylor gets destroyed every single running play. Um, Diggs doesn't really look that good. I'm not. By the way, I don't want to pick on Diggs specifically. I don't think this is his fault. He's proven that he's a very good player. I'm not trying to call out Diggs specifically, but even he doesn't look good. Is kind of the point. The players on this defense who look good right now are Boye Mafe and, to a certain extent, I'd say Tariq Woolen and Al Woods and Nwosu. Okay, I'll give Nwosu his due. So that's what I'm going to say about to introduce this game. And now I'm going to go ahead and start looking at comments. And we are still watching this Niners Broncos game, which has turned into a incompetency fest on offense. Like the level of incompetency by both of these offenses is pretty staggering. Puna did nothing, Kyle. I was not impressed with Puna. Puna looks like he doesn't belong in this defense right now. Having 4 down linemen would help us stop the run more than 3 down linemen? Maybe. Okay, what happened? Did Jimmy G just... Oh my god! Okay. From now on, every time someone in my chat says that Jimmy G is like even like a decent quarterback, I'm banning them. Like, he is legitimately like the... He is about as... I think he's about as good as like Carson Strong. He is so bad. People actually think this guy is good. Jimmy is genuinely how can you be worse? What an absolute moron. Well, he's lucky he stepped out because that was a pick six. I don't know how Kyle Shanahan puts up with this loser. I mean, Kyle's one of the biggest geniuses in offensive NFL history, and he has to deal with this complete moron at quarterback, and he keeps coming back for more. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he doesn't strangle this dude in his sleep. Okay, but anyway, okay. I am watching this game over here, by the way. It is relevant to our interest. We have the Broncos, whose pick we own, and the Niners, who we hate. So we are keeping an eye on this one. But, so yeah, let's go ahead and start taking some of these comments. Robert Henry looks like draft. We need QB and linebacker. Got to get Wilson and Wagner replacement. Oh, Brooks is supposed to be the Wagner replacement, but I don't know. I don't know. I know Brooks can be a good player, but maybe he's not a great player. Austin, that game was in a monsoon. That game literally should not count. That game was basically played on the moon. Like, there are very clear reasons why that game went the way that it did. And Trey Lance is 21 years old. He probably should still be in college if we're being honest. Come on. There's no comparison. That's such a false equivalency. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to pick us to win again until I see this defense improve, Kyle. With the way the defense is playing right now, I don't think we can beat anybody. It's becoming very clear that they put their big boy pants on for that Broncos game, and they're just not that good anymore. We really miss interior pressure on passing plays, something Jerron Reed used to bring. I mean, by the time Jerron Reed left, he wasn't really even doing that. So you got to find somebody to replace Jerron Reed. It shouldn't be that hard. Jerron Reed was never an All Pro. He was a good, decent player, but he should be replaceable. Damian Lewis was terrible. Not gonna lie. Yeah, his penalties were killer. He had holding penalties that killed our last two offensive drives. So I can't argue with that. You think we should consider drafting Will Anderson instead of a quarterback? I'm open to it, David. But look, Will Anderson's probably the number one overall pick. You're going to have to be the worst team in the league to get him. Just a question. Would you take linebacker and center in first next draft and take Hooker in the second or third? It depends on who's there. If I have the opportunity to take Will Levis, I'm taking Will Levis. Michael, we may be first overall in the draft. It's possible. Yeah. But we could be really, really bad and still not do it. It could come down to like random luck. We need to move Lewis back to right guard and play Phil Haynes at left guard. Yeah, if like the Damian Lewis, like I don't know what he has to do to prove that that's what he needs to do. I'm locked as CJ as my number one. I just think his upside is unmatched. I like CJ a lot. He's grown on me heavily. Nick Guzman, we very well may be the worst team in the league, sad to say. I mean, guys, we did win a game. I know it seems like that was a million years ago, but we did win a game. There are teams out there right now that have not won a game yet. Just hope Levis gets out of Kentucky unhurt. Boys, their offensive line bad. Yeah, it is. Oh yeah. So anyway, we got about 80 people in here right now. I don't expect a big turnout because I live streamed the game. But please like the stream if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new and you want daily Seahawks content. By the way, I actually looked at my YouTube analytics. I thought I only added a few subs during that stream, but as it turns out, it was actually like 35, 40, and most of them just weren't showing up. So I was wrong. I think my channel did actually grow during that stream. So I may be doing it again in the future. I don't want to completely dismiss the possibility. I thought I gained like 5 subs, but it was actually like close to 40, and they just weren't showing up. Drop shop, you think we replaced Brooks and Barton this offseason? No, not Brooks. Definitely not Brooks, but Barton, yes. Worst case scenario, Brooks has one more year left on his rookie deal. And he's not a terrible player. He's not unplayable. Kyle, I'm starting to think that once Pete forms an opinion about a player, his perception of them doesn't ever change. I mean, that's kind of an interesting one because, like, it eventually changed with Trey Flowers, right? But it did take a while, right? So maybe there's something going on there. I don't even know who the quarterback from Kansas is, Brady. Not familiar. Brooks needs a bigger veteran linebacker by him like he had with B-Wags. He's the veteran linebacker now. That's who he is. These running backs dump offs that Denver's doing really don't work. The Niners are all over it. Drop top, how do you feel about the Georgia QB? Not impressed. Not impressed. Jason James, look at Russ right now with Denver. We will be fine. Oh, Jason, there's no doubt. Wilson looks washed. That we're not talking about the trade. The trade is great. The trade looks amazing right now. But the question is, are we going to be able to capitalize on that trade? How's that play not blown dead? Wilson just Brett Favre that. Oh, maybe there's a defense. Maybe there was like offsides on the Niners and he had the free play. You know, Blake Martinez is a free agent. Wouldn't hurt to bring him in. The Giants cut him at the end of preseason. Um, I don't think it's going to be any better, but I guess it can't be worse. I don't know. I'd rather just save the money and play randos. Yeah, Bosa jumped. Okay. That makes sense. I was like, why the hell did he throw that? That makes sense. How do you feel about DJ from Clemson? He had a good game this weekend. Yeah, he's creeping into my radar. He made some nice throws. I watched a good chunk of that game. He was making NFL throws. I'd rather have Blair or Landon Collins dropping down than Jones. I'm sorry, he is a good depth safety. I just can't stand him starting. Yeah, he's not good. We need to do something. We need to do something. Tony, why don't we use Noah Fant more instead of Disley? Fant could be a top 5 tight end. Well, we use all 3 of our tight ends right now, and honestly, overall, I think it's working fairly well. All things considered, we got at least a starting left tackle for years to come. Imagine if they traded Russ to the Browns and we picked Baker. Yeah, yeah, Nick. No, I mean, look, we're not talking about the Wilson trade here. The Wilson trade right now looks great. The Wilson trade right now looks awesome. But you then have to turn around and capitalize on the trade and actually create a great team out of it, or else what was the point? Pretentious Cameron, maybe our defense wasn't great against the Broncos. Wilson and Hackett just sucked. That week 1 game gave me false hope about our defense. Well, look, even against a bad offense, you need to do things right on defense in order to hold a team to 16 points. Like you see terrible offenses, way worse than what the Broncos have, with no talent at all, putting up big points on bad defenses sometimes. So it takes something working for you to be able to play that well on defense, even if the opponent is not very good, especially in the modern NFL. Tony, I feel bad for Lockett. He's not getting the deep shots he's used to. He's getting involved. Like, he did play quite a bit today. He got a lot of action today. Ooh, Wilson just took a shot, and is that another flag on the Niners? Some kind of flag on the Niners, I think. Gino needs to fix up his deep shots. I just can't. I'm just not even going to bother getting mad at Gino. I thought Gino did his thing. Yeah, Niners defense keeps committing penalties. Nothing against Ken Walker, but I really wish we would have drafted defense in the second round. Well, who would we have taken there? I don't know. Who would we have taken instead of Walker? Oh, that is a terrible call. Wow. Broncos got bailed. Broncos got bailed out so hard there. Losing to Atlanta is not a good sign, but this season going to be a learning experience for the team. Yeah, that's really all there is to say. Oh, Eric Armstead's out. I didn't know that. What happened to him? Oh, yeah, Travis Jones. You're right, Michael. Yeah, Travis Jones. That is a good one. We could have gotten him in the third round, though. Could have traded down. That Travis Jones would have been nice. It's just so hard. I'm trying to figure out why this defense can't stop the run. And part of the reasons are obvious, right? Like Daryl Taylor. Daryl Taylor can't set the edge at all. He's a disaster. But it's got to be more than just that. There's got to be more to say than just it's one player. It's also got to be Barton. It's also got to be Puna. It's also got to be Q Jeff, Quentin Jefferson. It's also got to be Monet. Do you think Pete will make it through the year? And if not, will they keep Schneider? Oh, Pete's making it through the year, guys. We're definitely not firing him mid-season. Whoa, Wilson just airmailed a pretty tailor-made completion. Long field goal coming up. Are they going to go for it? Yeah, Puna is a good player, but he's not a fit for this defense. I think that's the only way to put it now. Dino, I feel like Daryl Taylor is getting way too much hate, which makes him play bad. I don't really know how to respond to that. Like, if he doesn't want people to talk about how he's playing bad, then he should stop playing bad. He missed? Okay, I'm behind. I'm behind Kyle. So I haven't seen it yet, but you're telling me he missed? Yeah, he missed it. Wow. Like, Taylor has to be aware that his career is kind of at a crossroads right now, right? He has to be aware of the fact that they're trying to define what he is as a football player, and he looks like crap. He looks like a situational pass rusher. He looks like Jason Babin, basically. He looks like Mark Anderson that one year the Bears went to the Super Bowl with Rex Grossman. And if he can't do something to change that narrative with his play, then that's all he is. This defense has looked the same for so long. It's obvious it's Pete's fault and not his coordinators. It just pisses me off that Paul Allen isn't around. He would have fired him long ago. Yeah, Pete's running out of guys to blame at the end of the day. Matty F. Brown was actually on Twitter earlier today trying to argue the opposite, basically saying this proves that it wasn't Pete's defense. It's the players. The players suck. The fact that we can't stop anybody is proof that it wasn't Pete's scheme because it's a new scheme now. The Vic Fangio scheme is the problem. And it's just like, well, Pete's still the head coach, so everything that this team does one way or the other is partially on him. Kyle, we clearly missed Wagner against the run, but it was still the right decision to cut him. Yeah, guys, what the hell would Bobby Wagner do to make any of this better? Like, I don't understand that. Like, Bobby Wagner is one player. How is Bobby Wagner going to make anything better? And even if he did make anything better, he would make it better for like a few weeks, and then he would get tired because he's old. Taylor really got to stop trying to arm tackle. It's the NFL. It's not going to work. Yeah, Maskin. The thing is, you got to believe that people are in his ear telling him that, trying to coach him out of that, and it's not taking. So it disturbs me. But there's 14 games left. I was looking at Parkinson in the end zone with a 5-second window. Would have been my throw to win the game. I thought Gino might have been trying to go for something like that, but he was getting hurried when he threw it, and he threw it on the run, and it didn't get as far as he wanted it to, maybe. We're not firing Pete, and honestly, I'm fine with him right now, not really mad at him. That's, yeah, Kyle, I am ups. I don't like Pete. I don't think he's a good coach, but for the moment, he's a good steward for where we're going. My hope is that he steps down after next year and hands things off to Desai. Desai is clearly his guy. So Eskridge got a decent number of snaps today, Mass, but he never touched the ball, right? He never actually got a touch. Okay, can Jimmy stop being a piece of crap? That's the question. Well, he can hand the ball off really well. He's good at that. Robert Henry, thank you for the $9.99 super chat. If Pete gets fired, need to bring in Bieniemy, Todd Bowles, or Byron Leftwich as head coach. Tony, why do you want Desai? Because he's here. I believe he was hired to be the heir apparent. And Sean Desai is a young guy who has impressed a lot of people. If you get him as your head coach and he ends up being good, then you have a head coach solution for maybe 30 years. How nice would it be to not have to worry about the head coaching job for as long as the Steelers and Patriots haven't had to worry about it? Something I really like about today was we actually went for it on fourth downs. Yes, Dino, you're right. And we picked them up too. It's about the decision to go for it and then the ability to execute on it. And we did both today. Yeah, Eskridge threw a nice block on that Walker run. Jimmy G does Jimmy G things. Though, admittedly, Trent Williams or his replacement or whatever got beat pretty badly there. Yeah, that's not. Wow, Trent Williams is actually out. Tony, they did run outside once or twice, actually. Not very much, but I did notice it a little bit. Honestly, how mad can I be about it when they ran the ball effectively? Like, at the end of the day, we're fans, right? We are fans. We want the team to do things well. We don't really care what it is, we just want it to work. And today, the running game worked. Well, Austin, it's on both. It's on both. Jeff Speak, thank you for the $10. I stopped watching at halftime, expected to win, but understandable that we lost. The defense needs help. Well, I don't think any loss this season can really surprise you that much. I was a little surprised. I just can't believe how bad the defense is, given the fact that Carroll is somebody who really cares about this stuff. Tony, oh yeah, they did have the sweep to Walker, which they need to do more if they're not going to let Eskridge do it. Yeah, what is up with that? Eskridge doesn't get to do anything. I know he had some decent blocks today, but my God. Nice. Long field to go for Wilson. The way Jimmy is playing right now is how Seahawks fans thought Geno played. Exactly, that's what I'm saying, Ghost. Like, no meme. No meme. Geno is better than Jimmy Garoppolo. If you put Geno Smith in this 49ers offense with Kyle Shanahan and Debo and all this stuff that makes the 49ers offense go, they would be a lot better. They would be better than they are with Jimmy G right now. Give Geno some time to acclimate himself to that offense, and he would be better than Jimmy G. You think Ken Norton would give up the explosive plays that we gave up today? I don't know, Dino. It's it was Pete's defense. Ken was just a cheerleader. Oh, wow. How does that not get picked? How does that not in the end zone for the Niners right now? You don't see that play ball hit the ground that often. So you think Desai should be our head coach over a good available candidate? Well, those good available candidates are. We don't know if they're going to be good head coaches. We don't. We have no way of knowing. It's really hard to know who's going to make a good head coach sometimes. Wow. Well, you know what? Wilson is better than Cam Newton. You know how I know this? Wilson jumped on the fumble. Just saying. I know who doesn't jump on that fumble, if you know what I mean. If you know, you know. Ugh. The thing is, though, the Broncos are hanging around to where Wilson might have one good play in the fourth quarter, and that's enough to win. Like, think about it. Don Mata, thank you for the $5. Pete era has to end. He's washed just like Russ. I look. I think the best case scenario, Pete is the coach for this year and next year, and then at that point, he's built a good foundation, and maybe it's Desai time because Desai is clearly here. I think is the heir apparent. I just don't know when. So let's get through this next stretch because I don't believe there's any way Pete goes anywhere right now. There's no point in talking about it, okay? And honestly, as bad as the team is right now, I think it's also got to be said we had a great draft that is putting us in position to where we could be good in the near future. If the Niners don't score on this drive, Jimmy G needs to be ejected into the sun. Russ looks as bad as Jimmy G. Yeah. Hey, everyone, do you guys know the prayer, the Hail Mary from The Godfather? What is that? Hail Mary, Mother of Grace. God, I can't remember the whole thing. The thing that Fredo does on the boat. You got to say one of those right now for Hackett because he is 100% getting smacked on that chopping block as soon as this season is over because somebody's going to have to pay for this garbage. Pitch play. Debo fought really hard to get no yards. Ghost, thank you for the $1.99. DeAndre Swift and Amon-Ra St. Brown next week. Oh, yeah, it's going to be ugly. I'm not going to believe this defense is fixed until I see it's fixed. All right, guys, we hit our super chat goal for the stream already. Cool. I lowered the goal to $25 because it was going to be a shorter stream anyway. But thank you. We got there regardless, and I appreciate that. End of the quarter, by the way. Would you guys rather be the Chargers getting blown out by the Jags at home with all that talent? Well, you know what? The Jags might be good, James. Don't rule it out. Maybe the Jaguars are just decent. Yeah, Drop Top, I'm starting a new game over on Twitch after the Broncos game, I think. I'm going to start Valhalla. Broncos might have the worst offense in the league. Maybe. I mean, don't get me wrong. Hackett is terrible, but he's absolutely going to take the fall for Wilson's shortcomings. Ghost, at least we're not in purgatory like the Falcons are. That's true. The Jags got a lot of talent, especially on defense. Their future is bright. I mean, I think we kind of forgot how good of a prospect Trevor Lawrence was. Trevor Lawrence is that guy. He just needs a real team around him, and right now it looks like he's starting to get one. Cory Coom, we got rid of Russ at the right time. Hard to argue. Tony, is John going to leave if Pete leaves? I don't necessarily think so. I think those guys disagree on things quite a bit. Maybe John is like, I want a chance to do things my way. Jason James, do you think we will trade Lockett or Diggs? No. You can't really trade Lockett or Diggs because of their contracts. Costs too much money. What's going on with the Broncos? Do you think the defenses just know how to play Russ and that's with two deep safeties? That's a big part of it. But I also think he's just in a different phase of his career, which you could see partially last year. You could partially see that last year. Max Cozy, have a feeling Lions are going to be scary next week. Yeah, I'm not even sweating it, guys. There's no point in getting upset about this stuff. It is what it is. So, anyway, should I do a watch along stream of the Giants game? What do you guys think? I thought I didn't gain any subs during the stream, but it turns out I did. I actually gained like 40. So I was wrong. I thought I thought there was no movement on my channel. So maybe I'll do the Giants game. That might be fun. I want to try to stream a win, and there aren't going to be that many chances to win. Maybe that's one of them. You think John will look into Levis and Stroud for next year's? He's already looking at Levis. I know that for a fact. I know that for sure because he was at the Kentucky-Florida game. What's up with Burns and Sidney being healthy scratches over no names? Moves coming next week? Huh. It's a good question. Ooh. Is that a catch? Man, Jimmy really floated that in there, just begging for it to be knocked down before it got to its target, man. I think maybe on some level, Pete is just like, okay, whatever happens, happens. I need to let my young guys play. There's no point in playing a guy like Sidney Jones and Artie Burns. They're not going to be here next year. Who cares? Ooh, I don't know. That might not be a catch because of Jimmy being garbage, by the way. And that new left tackle. Whoever's playing left tackle for the Niners right now. Good Lord. Niners, do they go for this? They are well in field goal range. What do you think about Schneider watching Penix last night? Look, we need a quarterback. We do need a quarterback, point blank, period. If Pete has that mentality with our DBs, why did he never give Locke a chance? Well, maybe he feels like he did give Locke a chance and Locke screwed it up in the preseason. All right. Well, he's got to make it. And he made it. See, this is the thing, right? Wilson's played terrible the whole game, but now he makes one big play in the fourth quarter and he could win it. Yeah, I love Hendon Hooker, Justin. Big fan. Drop top thoughts on the USC quarterback. He looks good. I like him. Obviously, he's not coming out right now, but I do like him in theory. Yeah, that's another good point that people need to keep in mind here. Gino is playing fairly effective football. You know, Drop Top, every time I see your avatar, I think it's Masato. Because it's so small on my screen, it kind of looks like it could be, but I know it's not. But that's what it looks like from this distance. If we get Pete to leave thoughts on Sean Payton, well, here's the thing with Sean Payton. What's the difference between him and Pete? What's the difference between him and Pete? They both won one Super Bowl a billion years ago. Think about that. Amadou, thank you for the Reale 28, which is like 545. Next season will be complicated. We need a lot of positions so that our future QB can develop his talent. Greetings from Brazil. Well, the good news there is that I think we're actually doing a nice job on offense in terms of getting young players who are showing that they're good. Cross and Lucas both look cool. Walker, I know it's a very small sample size, but Walker looks pretty good. We are going to need to work on the interior of the offensive line a little bit, but honestly, maybe Phil Haynes is the guy. It's very easy to imagine. He's looked good in limited time. And even a guy like Noah Fant, good player. So offense, we're developing pieces fine. Defense is where I'm wondering. Eskridge willing to block on rundowns makes me think it's not a character issue with him. Oh yeah, I don't get the sense it's a character issue. Maybe he's delicate and we're afraid he's going to die if he gets hit on the head. Yeah, Waldron's doing fine for the moment, I think. It's not great, but it's not going to be great with Geno Smith at quarterback. Yeah, Drop Top, I saw the Bill Ken Dorsey. I saw that. That was great. That was phenomenal. Is Wilson taking his patented deep shot? And no. Wait, did Jerry Jeudy drop that? I think Jerry Jeudy dropped that. That actually probably should have been a touchdown if I got the right angle on that. Trade for Jeffrey Simmons. We don't need to be trading for veterans right now. We don't need to be trading for no vets. Maybe the defender hit it? Oh, yes, he did. Ooh, Ward saved a touchdown. Nice play. Jimmy Ward saved the tutty. 3rd and 7. Did he get the first? I don't think they gave it to him. Yeah, Kyle, but that might be old enough. I'm trying to get players who are like 23. If they don't, are they going to go? They can't go for this. They're giving the Niners a free 3 points if they go for this and don't get it. There's no way they go for this, right? Especially with the way their offense has been. Oh, wow. This could be the game. I wouldn't mind trading Sidney Jones at this point. Why not trade Sidney Jones? If we're not going to play him, he's clearly a decent player. Jonah Jaffe, thank you for the dollar 9.99. The difference in play from Rustigino was not worth 30 million. He looked tough and his arm strength was showing out today. Love him as a bridge slash mentor for a room next year. How can that be a first down? It's not the goal line. If you stick the ball out and pull it back in, you get it where you pulled it back in, right? It's not the goal line. Like you stick it out, you pull it back, you get the ball where it's pulled back, right? I think that's how it works. Yeah, shout out to the Eagles, man. That team has turned it around so quick, it's unbelievable. Al Woods might get us a decent pick. You need somebody to get hurt, and then a team goes, "Oh crap, we need a nose tackle. Let's go get Al Woods. Let's, give up like a fourth round pick to have a good nose tackle so we can win the Super Bowl this year." Yeah, Jonah, I'm still not a big fan of Hurts, but they found a very effective way to use him that is very admirable. It's where the ball is when his knee hits. Yeah, Irish. So I'm pretty sure he didn't get the first down. Thoughts on McMillan from UW to play in the slot next year for the Hawks? I love McMillan. I'll play him anywhere. If we have Jalen McMillan, we could play him at guard, and I'll be fine. I really like him. Chris Morgan just got here, so not sure if you talked about our tight end group. I'm digging that group right now. Oh, they're great. They're doing really well. Hurts threw for 350 today. He's going to have his moments. I just don't think he's ever going to be a great passer, but he finds other ways to be effective, granted. Who's the worst free agent signing in NFL history? It's got to be Hainsworth, right? Has anybody surpassed Hainsworth? All right, let's see what the call is here. This is interesting. I don't think he got it if I understand the rule properly. He doesn't get the full stretch. It's not the goal line. Yeah, they're punting. Fourth and inches and they're punting. They don't really have a choice right now, I don't think. And if the Niners get a finally break through and get a touchdown here, that's ball game. Who would you replace Barton with in the draft? I like Trenton Simpson the most right now. Trenton Simpson's nice. Broncos are not faking the punt. And the 49ers are going to take over deep in their own territory with 12 and a half minutes to go. I don't like Sewell as much as I thought I was going to. I thought Sewell was going to play a little better this year, but he could turn it around. 1 second. My fantasy team is 0-3. Justin Herbert, Kyle Pitts, Keenan Allen. It's a mess. Wow, use check. Use check. I'm interested to see what we do with Trey Brown when he gets back. That's going to be fun because I think he can be a good nickel and a good outside corner. I think he can do both. So whatever we do, I'm okay with it. I'm surprised that wasn't pass interference on use check, but I'm not unhappy about it. Get guy from TCU to play nickel. Yeah, there's some nickel corners I like in this draft. Not a ton though. Okay, Trent Williams is out. He is not coming back. Trenton Simpson looks like that dude. Kind of makes me think of the Isaiah Simmons dude on Arizona. Just can do a ton of different cool stuff. Second and 8. And big third down and short coming up for the Niners. Do you think Kellen Moore could be a good head coach for us? No. I'm a little off the Kellen Moore thing. He's got to build some more experience. Yeah, I'm worried about Taylor too. I had high expectations, but right now he looks like a part-time player. He looks like a very part-time player. Third and 3. Can the 49ers do something of competence? Jimmy G. No. Throws it well behind Debo, not even close. And 49ers go one first down and then 3 and out. I like CJ more. Yeah, if the Niners had Geno, this game would be over by now. It really would be. Debo was actually open too. He just throws it behind him. That's a terrible throw. I know he's pressured, but it's a bad throw. Levis is my favorite, yeah. But CJ Stroud's making a move, and honestly, so is Hendon Hooker. The Broncos are actually going to find a way to win this game by making one big play here at the end. It's actually going to happen. God, I wish the 49ers fans who actually think Jimmy G is good ran the team. That would be so great. We could trade Geno to San Francisco for 3 first-round picks. Let's trade Geno for Trey Lance straight up. Just stash Trey Lance and then get him with an offensive coordinator that won't run him power O 20 times a game. It might work. I still like Trey Lance. I just think he'll be good one day. He's not good right now. I don't know. There's something about Bryce Young that's not clicking with me. He's good, but I don't love him. I like Stroud more. I like Levis more. I like a bunch of these guys more. Okay, so this is actually kind of hysterical. They're doing advertisements for AMC Plus right now, and they're using Ray Seahorn and Bob Odenkirk to promote it, who do not have a show that is currently going through AMC right now because it ended a month ago. So they are so aware of the fact that AMC has nothing good going right now that they need to use actors from previous AMC shows to promote it rather than the shows they currently have running that no one cares about. Would we be better with B-Wags and KJ right now? I don't think so. Maybe a little better, but not significantly better. The problem, I think the bigger problem is the defensive line. Anyway, sorry guys, I just went on some random rant about AMC Plus out of nowhere. My apologies. And by the way, even if Wagner is better than what we have, he's old. He's not going to be around that much longer. Unless you think Wagner would, like, if we had Wagner, do you think we'd be winning the Super Bowl this year? No. If it's not Levis, wait until next year to get Caleb Williams. I thought you had to wait 2 years to get Caleb Williams. And then it was like 4 years to get the new Manning kid. Do you like the McFlurry? I don't think I've had a McFlurry, Aaron. Yeah, see? Here it is. He's going to put together one good drive, maybe even make like one good play, and Denver's going to win because Jimmy G is that bad. It's actually happening, people. What about the DQ Blizzard? DQ Blizzards are good. Drop top. I like DQ Blizzards. Yeah, both these teams, man. I don't know. Neither of these teams look very good to me, which is a bit of an indictment on the Seahawks for what happened our first two games. But hey, I'm not mad about it. Big third and short coming up for Denver. If they go three and out again, the Rams look like they're going to be good, but I don't know if I think they're going to be great anymore, man. Is there any receiver you like in next year's draft? I'm sure there is, but I haven't looked at them, Justin. Um, if McMillan enters, I like him, but I haven't really specifically scouted that out because it's not an area of interest to me. Denver first down, and the drive stays alive. Yeah, if San Francisco had Geno, they would be really good. If they had Baker Mayfield, they would be really good. If they had. Okay, I'm not going to say that, but people really just don't fully grasp how terrible Jimmy is at football, I think. Wilson escapes the sack and does throw it away. Hey, Baker got a win today. Like, imagine how good this Niners team would be with even like Jameis Winston. And Winston's not amazing, but this team would probably win the Super Bowl with Jameis Winston. Assuming Trent Williams is okay, by the way. I gotta say, the way they immediately called Trent Williams out makes me feel like it could be a serious injury, but we'll see. It didn't look that bad on the field. Oh, yeah, Tyrod Taylor. Ty God Taylor, the man, the myth, the legend. Third and 10, big play. This is feels very significant right now. Denver has no challenges left in this game, by the way. Shout out to Nathaniel Hackett. Okay. Kyle, you're spoiling for me. I'm assuming Denver got this first down now because you said something. How does this play turn into a first down? Really? Come on, San Fran. And then they just stand there and let him get back up. Michael, you didn't have to time him out. Kyle's an OG. I'm just telling him to stop spoiling. You didn't have to do that. Whatever. He'll be back in a few minutes. Sorry, Kyle. These running back screens that Denver runs really are not effective. You play fantasy football? A little bit. Little bit. Not a lot. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's okay. Another wide running back screen. Who was that, a fumble or a drop? I can't tell. Either way, no gain. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, Geno looks better than both these quarterbacks. That's not a joke. Oh, yeah, fantasy is RNG. I drafted my team with care and precision, and I'm still terrible because I drafted Justin Herbert, who busted his ribs. I drafted Keenan Allen, who's been out for 2 weeks. And I drafted Kyle Pitts, who has been a garbage can. Third and 6. Big play. Big play, big play, big play. And he's going to run for it. All right, Denver's putting together a drive. This is what I was talking about, guys. One good drive, one good play, and you get bailed out because this Broncos defense is good, and most importantly, Jimmy G is one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. The Niners with Bridgewater would probably be really good too. Yeah. Ooh, that was pretty. Well, San Fran's going to have a ton of time to answer whatever happens here, but yeah, this is what happens, Jimmy. This is what happens when you're a terrible quarterback who can't mount a drive and put a game away. I mean, I mean, the Niners fans who think Jimmy is good do deserve this, though. Really, if you actually think Jimmy G is good, then you deserve this. Anyway, is there anything left to say about the Seahawks game? Really, I can't think of anything. Mafe should start over Taylor. I'm starting to wonder if it might be smart because you want him out there on rundowns. Taylor can't handle these rundowns. So maybe you put Mafe out there for the rundowns and get Taylor out there for the obvious passing downs. Like it's not like Taylor deserves to to play rundowns. He hasn't done anything to earn it, so you're not being unfair to him at all. Touchdown. And let's see if Jimmy has one more in him. 'Yeah, Alton Robinson is a guy that I like, so I'm really hoping he's back soon. 2 point conversion. This is significant. Nope, no good. Tipped. 1 point lead. Okay. If Jimmy can't win this game, then I don't want to ever hear anybody tell me he's a decent quarterback again. Ooh. Oh, sorry, Trez. Shannon Sharp's on Twitter yelling about how much Jerry Judy sucks. I hate that dude. I'm really happy that guy's unhappy with the Wilson thing right now. Jimmy G, previous NFL quarterback comp? Trent Dilfer. Really? Actually, no, not even Trent Dilfer. No, it's like it's like whenever the Broncos with Shanahan had games without Elway because Elway was hurt. Whoever the hell that was, I can't remember his name. Bubby Brister. You hate Shannon? Yeah, Shannon Sharp is a moron. Miles Adams got destroyed today a bunch. I didn't even see him out there, so I'm inclined to believe you. Yeah. He's also a communist, so no. Shannon Sharp is a moron. So, anyway, to the people who are here, I'll say this now before this game ends. I am going to be on Twitch later tonight. I'm going to be starting a new game. It's Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So, we'll see how that goes. All of these announcers have been pretty wrong so far. Clearly, they don't know football as much as they think. I mean, sometimes you just get stuff wrong, but then there's stuff you get that you should never get wrong. There's stuff that there's just no excuse for, that's just completely brain dead. Like, it should be very, very trivial to watch a football game and see that Jimmy G is a bad quarterback. All right, they're playing in Mile High, so kicking a field goal here is pretty easy. Blitz. Ooh, okay. Okay, Jimmy. That could have been really bad, but it was actually quite good. Ton of time. 3 timeouts and everything. I don't know about bandwagon Emmett, but I do think that I just think he's a moron. And he's another one of these sports talking heads who just says whatever crap he needs to say to get attention. And that's how these guys work. Wow. Man, that play is a disaster. Well read by the cornerback, though, but it's still a terrible throw. That's probably a first down if he doesn't overthrow that, admittedly. Is there anything else to say about the Seahawks game at this point? Is there anything else to say? Not really. No, I can't think of anything. Wow, what a catch! That is a hell of a catch. Yeah, Miles Adams played, but he didn't really do anything. I'd love to sign Max Borgi. I like Max Borgi. I would not be against that. We just need somebody who can block, but I don't think Homer's going to be out terribly long, personally. Wish both could lose. It's not fun rooting for either of these teams. That's for sure. A lot of people in this chat are maybe too young to remember, but we used to be division rivals with the Broncos, and the Broncos were one of the teams that we especially hated because they were so good with Elway. Thoughts on the Wazoo quarterback? He's raw. He's raw. Aguilar, I think you're spoiling. You guys are spoiling me. Knock it off, people, please. Oh, wow. Jimmy's gonna Jimmy. Yep. He's the worst quarterback. He is among the worst quarterbacks in the league. He really is. He really is that bad. I'm so happy some Niners fans think he's good for some reason. Oh, that should have been intercepted by 3 different people. He threw it right to a dude. Could have gone to another dude. Instead, it went to that dude. Jimmy's yelling going to the sideline like it's somebody else's fault. Niners have all three timeouts, so it's not over, but Brock Purdy should genuinely be playing. He cannot be worse than Jimmy. No gain on first down, and that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning, I think. So Niners can get the ball back with like a minute 40 and one timeout left. Niners with Jared Goff would be incredible, I think. Jared Goff is kind of the perfect quarterback for Shanahan. Eagles are the best team in the NFC. I think it's Mark Rippon's kid. Yeah, Q Coffee. Jimmy G's looking at the tablet, trying to figure out what went wrong. The answers are not there. Jimmy, put the tablet down, Jimmy. It's not going to help. Whoa, it's the 2-minute warning and they haven't gone to commercial yet. I've never seen that before. 2-minute warning, no commercials. Who knew? Wow, Mike Shanahan looks old. Who's he rooting for? His son is the head coach of one team, but he's a legend of the other team. Pitch play, going left, no gain. Third down coming up. Assuming Denver runs the ball, San Francisco is going to get a chance here. And honestly, they should be able to do it. If they had a real quarterback, they should definitely be able to do it. But even with Jimmy G, they should probably still be able to do it. Yeah, see, this is why the Trey Lance thing is such a disaster and why I say somebody needs to get fired. Somebody needs to get fired over the Trey Lance thing for the Niners because not only is Trey Lance providing zero value, but you could have taken another quarterback that would probably have you as the best team in the conference. Mac Jones is just okay, but Mac Jones would probably make the Niners the Super Bowl favorites. Remember, it's widely believed that Shanahan did not want Trey Lance. He wanted Mac Jones. And John Lynch forced it. Yep, Denver runs the ball, and they do not get the first. And Denver's going to have to punt. San Fran's going to have a chance. Okay. Put Brock Purdy out there. By the way, guys, if you haven't liked the stream yet, please do. Helps the channel. Apparently, it didn't break Green 80. They're saying he can be back soon. I like Mac Jones, honestly. I'm hoping he didn't break it. Oh, fumble! Fumble! Did he fall on it? I think he fell on it. But what an absolutely incompetent sequence there. I think the Niners have, yeah, Niners have it. They are making this fun. Not only does he drop it, he can barely get back on it. He looks like when I was a little kid, I used to watch these sport goofy cartoons. The idea was it was like instructional videos about how to play sports, starring Disney, the Goofy character, Goofy the dog. And the one for football, which is an all-time classic, one of the all-time greats. I remember there were a lot of plays like that where nobody could pick up the ball. They only got to go like 50 yards. Possibly Michael, but I think we would have drafted Justin Fields, personally. Is this a free play? Jimmy! Jimmy. Jimmy. You are one of the worst. If I'm Kyle Shanahan, I'm strangling Jimmy. Like, he's one of the biggest geniuses in NFL history offensively, and he has to work with this brain dead quarterback. Fumble! Yeah, that'll do it. Hey, it wasn't Jimmy's fault. It wasn't Jimmy's fault. It was not Jimmy's fault. Yeah, I'm surprised that wasn't offsides, but maybe he got a really good jump. I don't know. Yeah, Kyle's mad. Well, at least we can laugh at the Niners for being this stupid. All right, well, there's really nothing to say about the Seahawks game at this point. I think we've said everything that we can say. This game's over. So I'm going to get out of here and get on Twitch a little later to watch play some Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Oh, Eagle, you think the Niners are happy about this? The Niners are apoplectic right now. Yeah, he was offsides, actually. Now that I look at the clip, he was. It was close. Oh, yeah, Grant Cohn's going to be a blast because he already hates Jimmy. He already hates Jimmy G. So now you're giving him ammo. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming out. I'll be on Twitch later. Starting a new game. And, well, I guess the Niners got what they deserved, and we can take a thrill in that. But not ideal for what we want. All right. I'll see you guys later. Go Hawks. And, yeah. It's looking like it could be that year, but nothing wrong with that.